Experts now believe that the Great Pyramid is finally giving up some of its secrets because, like the Egyptians, we have turned our attentions to the skies. Is there an alien connection? The amazing and controversial answers in this chapter of the UFO Diaries.
Modern views of our history account for many things, but completely dismiss many very important pieces in the puzzle. For example, the Pyramids of Giza. There is no modern theory that accounts for how these could have been made. Individually, each block cannot be pulled even with 50 men pulling it, let alone drag it for hundreds of miles and then stack them on top of each other 450 feet in the air, in such a precise way that even modern technology can't achieve. Not to mention having it lined up precisely with both Orion's belt, a golden mean and Fibonacci spiral, and be a primary nodal point of every sacred site on the planet. And that's just one example. Our history is not what we think.
Sumerian texts are believed to be over 10,000 years old, 6,000 years older than the Egyptians who were supposed to have built the pyramids. But if the Sumerian translation is accurate, the pyramids were already there before the first pharaoh was born. These ancient tablets may hold the answer to the true purpose of the pyramids. Dr. Zechariah Sitchin has spent years studying the mysteries of these Sumerian writings.
Based on evidence provided by Sumerian texts, it appears that the Giza pyramids were built as beacons by extraterrestrials as part of a landing corridor ending at a spaceport in the Sinai Desert.
Is it possible the ancients built their pyramids to tap into the same electromagnetic fields as extraterrestrials use to power their crafts?
And that once you have them in the right position, in the right magnetic field structure, you have free energy forever?
According to Thoth, he built the Great Pyramid, not the Egyptian king Cheops. Thoth says that it was built 200 years prior to the pole shift and built very quickly.
Raised over the passage eye, a mighty pyramid, using the power that overcomes earth force. Deep, and yet deeper placed I, a force house or chamber. From it carved I a circular passage, reaching almost to the great summit. There in the apex sit I, the crystal, sending the ray into the time-space, drawing the force from out of the ether, concentrating upon the gateway to Amenti.
Every time more is learned about the pyramids, we move further into dark on understanding how they were formed. If what Thoth says is true, well, that explains everything. From there, Thoth and friends constructed an entire network of temples and structures along this grid fourth-dimensionally, placing them on nodes on the new synthetic Christ consciousness grid they were creating. All of them were made with Fibonacci or golden mean spirals, and all of them were mathematically referred back to the solar cross in Egypt through the Great Pyramid.
And there is clear evidence that there was some kind of ancient survey of the planet that took place in Antiquity. And the evidence now is the placement of where these megalithic sites are that we can still see today.
The human light body that extends around the human being, that light body, that the electromagnetic field and the shape of the field that's inside of that body, which is around a person, it's about 55 to 60 feet in diameter, and it's a perfect sphere. But inside is this very complex electromagnetic field. That energy field is identical to what's around the Earth.
I'm not going to tell you to believe it, but it definitely puts some perspective on many questions and aspects about the world which we generally just don't have conclusive answers to. Take it with a grain of salt though. After all, it is just a theory.
It's all a hidden history of mysteries I see vividly. Hysteria cause misery on the interior. Get more scarier. I'm never in fear, just a little inferior in some areas, but I share wisdom with Sumerians. Somewhere we in the place peace meets harmony, not war and armory. Yeah, cock your gun back, the survivor of the fittest. Some cats get boxed with it later. These